All right. Good evening, everybody. This is the September 25th Public Safety and General Governance Committee meeting. In attendance, we have just gonna go in the order as I see them. Council Member Doug Sutton, Council Member Josh Goldstein, Council Member Nicole Ayers, and Council Member Heather Dunn, and myself, Jalen. And we also have in attendance Michelle DeLuca, is Deputy Director of Emergency Management, and Deputy Chief Lepore with the Newark Police Department. And we just joined, we have Council Member Nicole Eady. So we have that, have the roll call. We can just move on to the acceptance of the minutes. I'll take a motion to accept the minutes of our meeting from June 26th. All right, we have Josh, have a second with Miss Eady. Any corrections, comments, or omissions? Hearing none, all in favor of accepting the minutes, say aye or raise your hand. And that passes unanimously. And then we can move on to public.
I would like to abstain. I was not.
Oh, sorry. So we have one extension, and that passes. Thank you, Ms. Ears.
Make that two.
Two, sorry.
Two
We have
abstentions.
two. So that passes. And then public participation, I don't see anybody. Anything I'm missing?
No, we have nobody on for public participation.
Okay. All right, guys. So we'll just move on to the new business. Should be rather quick, but we have two items. I'll go with the first item, which is to authorize Mayor Harry W. Rilling to execute an extension agreement with All City Management Services under RFP project number 4280 from August 22nd, 2026 until August 21st, 2027, based on the availability of funds not to exceed $401,946 per year from account number noted. And we could probably move these together. And then two, authorize the city of Norwalk purchasing agent to execute purchase order on behalf of Norwalk Police Department to All City Management Services under RFP number 4280 based on the availability of funds not to exceed $401,946 per year from account number noted. So I'll take a motion to move those two. Mr. Sutton, thank you. And then we have Deputy Chief Lepore here, so I'll turn it over to you. I'm gonna go over this.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
So
I don't know, I'm in a meeting.
okay. So the city of Norwalk right now is currently in a contractual agreement with All City Management Services, and they provide crossing guards for all our public schools for 26 locations throughout the city of Norwalk. The agreement was entered into back in on August 22nd in 2023, and it's in effect until August 21st of 2026. I know this is early in the year, but basically because this is a public school crossing guard contract, it ends in June, and it will be effective in August. And what we'd like to do is budget for it in our new budget season that's coming out, and we have to extend the contract starting in the 26-27 budget year. And All City Management, we've reached out to them and they have agreed to keep our services to remain at the hourly rate of $41.06 with the annual sum to remain the same for the next fiscal year. So I felt that it was in our best interest that if you guys agree on it, that we can extend the contract for 1 year. In the original contract, we do have an option for 2 additional 1-year renewals. So we'd like to invoke at least our 1-year renewal right now to maintain the same price and be able to reach for it in our budget for this next fiscal year.
That sounds pretty cut and dry to me. Miss Ayers, you have a question or a comment?
Yes, Chair. Deputy Chief, just a follow-up question. I remember when this was item was first brought to us, when we were transitioning from the old way to now the new way, and we were keeping those crossing guards that wanted to stay under the new plan. Do we have any update of how those are doing? Have we had to hire new people? Were those people successfully on board? Do you have any information of that?
So all city management services, they take care of the hiring of all the crossing guards, and they make sure they're fully staffed if somebody calls out sick, and they do all the hiring. They do all the screening, and they make sure everything is managed so that not one crossing area is left vacant. So I don't know how many people are new or not. Every once in a while, we'll get a request from them for some like additional equipment for a new crossing guard that needs, maybe a new traffic vest or a stop sign or something like that.
Could you, and it doesn't have to be on this meeting, it's not, I'm just
Yep.
wondering, if you
Yes.
could send to the committee just those persons that we retained when we went to this new system.
So we retained
Oh.
everybody because what
So we didn't
happened
lose
was
anybody. Okay, okay.
we did not lose anybody. So what happened in our contract with all city management services, it was actually bought out by, our original one was bought out by all city management, and they kept everybody that we had here on staff,
Okay.
unless somebody left on their own. But everybody was kept, and then they were rolled over to the new name of the company.
Okay, because that was a concern of one of our previous colleagues. Thank you for that.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you for that. Have any other questions, comments, or concerns from anybody?
The only, I remember when this was put in first place, I remember there was a premium sort of put on to make sure that Norwalk residents who wanted to be in these positions got an opportunity to be interviewed for these positions, sort of not at the front of the line. That there was a preference for Norwalk residents for these positions. I imagine that's still in place, or am I off base here?
Be honest with you, I am not sure how they do the hiring from
Okay.
in here. I know if it's part of the agreement that they had to abide by it because when they bought out our contract, and I have it attached here. I can look it up and I can make sure I get an answer
Yeah,
for you.
it's honestly, I don't remember. I did not look up I mean, I know we have a copy of the agreement here, but I just
Yes.
can't, I could not remember off the top of my head. And I just did not get a chance to look through it before this meeting. So I apologize for that. But that was, I know if it's the same agreement, then there really is no dispute here since there's no material changes to the agreement.
There are no material changes to the agreement, and this agreement was done before my time, so I don't,
Yeah.
I'd have to read through every section to
No,
find
no,
out
no. And I'm,
if they have it. But I do know with the hiring, anybody that was there, I know they were all carried over.
okay.
Thanks for that. Any other questions or comments?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor, say aye, or raise your hand. And that's unanimous. And then we'll move on to item B. We can do both of these together as well. Authorize Mayor Harry W. Rilling to execute any and all documents and agreement necessary to accept grant funding under the Connecticut Department of Transportation Highway Safety Office, Drug Recognition Enforcement Instructor Grant. And two, authorize Chief of Police Jane Walsh to execute any and all documents and agreements as may be necessary to implement the Connecticut Department of Transportation Highway Safety Office Drug Recognition Enforcement Instructor Grant. So I'll take a motion to move those. Miss Edie, thank you. And just before I turn it over, I thank you for the backup on this. I was just going through this and it was really alarming to me, the statistics of how many people were paired with the fatal accidents. So I'll turn it over to you, Deputy Chief.
Thank you. So this is a yearly grant that we apply for, and this allows a couple of our officers that are DREs, which are drug recognition experts, to instruct at the academy, at the police department, and various departments around the state. So the Connecticut DOT Highway Safety Office has approved the application submitted by the City of Norwalk for funding under the Drug Recognition Enforcement Grant, Instructor Grant. The grant award is proposed for $44,493. That is the same amount that we received last year. The funding start date is October 1st, 2025, with an end date of September 30th of 2026. So the one that we have now is still in play and will end at the end of this month, and this will fall into place going forward. The Norwalk Police Department proposed funding to combat the large increase in the number of drivers using marijuana or illegal drugs. Between 2018 and 2022, over 53% of drivers involved in fatal crashes tested positive for drugs. The Connecticut 2026 Highway Safety Plan calls for high visibility enforcement of impaired driving laws, public information, and education on risks, dangers, and consequences of driving while impaired. The plan also calls for training of law enforcement officers in the latest methods of drug evaluation and classification, and to certify law enforcement officers as drug recognition experts. So not every officer comes out of the academy as a DRE, drug recognition expert. It takes years and it takes a lot of training for this. So we're very fortunate in Norwalk to have one of the officers that can instruct around the state and is considered an expert on impaired driving. Our DRE instructor grant will provide training to law enforcement officers in recognizing the signs of impaired driving under the influence of illegal or legal drugs or medications by providing statewide coordination of standardized field sobriety testing and advanced roadside impaired driving enforcement, which is considered ARIDE. The grant will also be utilized for training to facilitate convictions in court proceedings of various types of impaired driving cases beyond alcohol impairment.
Thank you for that. Again, this is something that's really serious, but I think that it's great that we're doing it because it's something that we have to stay on top of. Any other comments or questions? Josh?
I'm only curious. First of all, I agree with everything Jalen said. And the only question I had was how many officers in Newark Police have this recognition or the certification?
A DRE expert?
Yeah, how many DREs do we have on the force?
We only have one.
We have one.
There's
Okay.
only about, I believe, last time I checked, there's about 13 in the state,
Okay.
statewide.
Wow. I
Yes.
did not realize it was that
Yes.
rare.
Yes. So again, with this this grant, this is what he does. Like he'll be called out to other cities and ask for their expertise. And like if Westport or Darien has a fatal and they need a DRE expert, he'll come in and he'll help. And this will fund him teaching some of the officers and also preparing their court cases and helping them,
It's wonderful.
provide for the court.
Is there any interest or is there any to try and get Newark Police to have more than one, or is that unnecessary?
We can, it's a lot of training and it's a
Yeah.
lot of cost.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor? And that's unanimous.
Thank you. Oh, you went mute.
Sorry. Thank you, guys. Before we take that last motion, I do just want to mention that Chief Gatto is retiring as of September 30th. And I just want to just send him like on the record, just thank you for serving the city for over 43 years. So my entire life, Chief Gatto has been protecting us here in Norwalk. And being the chief, I think he was promoted back in 2018. Just my time working with them, he's been a stark advocate for improvements and making sure that we're keeping everybody in Norwalk safe. So just thank you for your service and wishing well in retirement.
Ditto.
So if there's no other comments, I'll take the last motion for adjournment.
Good night.
And Josh, thank you. Chief report.
Yep, sorry, one last thing. Coffee with the Cop on Wednesday, 8
Nice.
a.m. We'll be at Stu Leonard's. So
Okay.
Nice.
I believe it's October 1st. So Wednesday, 8 a.m. If anybody'd like to come join us, we'll have coffee with the cop.
Awesome.
Right. Thank you. And then also too, they do have the touch a truck. It's DPW, but the police and fire will
Everyone,
be
everyone's
Everyone's out there.
Everybody will be there.
Yep.
We'll all be there on Saturday. Yes.
good.
So we'll see you then. And then I think Josh, you made that motion to adjourn.
Hmm.
So we have that, and good night, everybody. You guys be safe, and hopefully we can stay away from the storms.
Yeah. Thank
Good night,
you.
everybody.
Have a